Do you feel like there's been a shift in player empowerment a little bit? Because I think it's incredible that, even like you look at the Kubo and Odegaard situations, where like Kubo can be like, hey, I don't like this place. Take me to another place mid-season. And Odegaard can kind of say like, hey, I just want to play, so ship me over here. And
Yeah.
he kind of, because like for example, a part of the book I'm writing right now. There's this part where in 1991, Lothar Matthäus has a chance to go to Real Madrid. And at the time, he's playing Inter. And it would have been a great pickup for Real Madrid, who were really struggling kind of to build a good team after Quinta del Buitre's decline. And he really wanted to go, and he was mid-contract, and Inter was like, hey, that's cool that you're not happy, but you're under contract, so we're keeping you, and that's that. And like it's interesting to see like is there a player shift where it's like I want to leave, so I'm going to leave, and I want to stay, I'm going to stay. In Bale's situation, he wants to stay, so he gets to stay. Obviously, that's a very different situation because he's getting paid so much that even if he wanted to leave, a team would really have to bring him on, and have the means to do so. But I guess it's not entirely the same because Odegaard and Kubo are still under contract with Real Madrid. They're not asking to be shed of their contract. But I do, like if I'm Kubo's agent, I'm really looking at him and saying like, if you really want to leave this Villarreal situation, you better hope we're going to a situation where it's going to be better. Like we should be damn sure. Because if not, this actually gets worse for us from a PR perspective, from a developmental perspective. If we're just going to go somewhere else and not play, what's the point of that? I don't think we're going to learn anything in that situation. So why don't we think long and hard about this and just stick it out here and then maybe sort it out in the off season. In Odegaard's case, it's a little bit different because Odegaard got it right in the sense that he is actually playing week in, week out. It's literally a better situation for him now than it was against at Real Madrid. And ultimately, that's actually better for the club if he's developing instead of sitting on the bench here. So I think that actually kind of works out. But in the Kubo situation, I think they were ill-advised to do what they did, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, the Odegaard situation, that's what he wanted to do in the first place. So I think there's kind of that context. But in terms of Kubo, I mean, that's the thing. I think, yes, to answer your question, like the player power is immense now. And part of that is because of these agents and the players' environments and all of that, like these super agents. And I think too many people in Kubo's camp and in his part of his environment were telling him like, oh, you're too good to be sitting on the bench. You're too good to be doing this. Like, you need to go. You need to leave. Instead of telling him like, put your head down, work harder. Like this is part of developing. This is part of going through. And so like he's trying to rush all these developmental stages and trying to kind of almost breeze past his deficiencies and just focus on what he's good at and thinking he's better than he is. I mean, I don't want to kind of defame his character, but like that's kind of what it feels like to me is like he's getting pushed by his environment or by whoever it is, and maybe he's starting to believe it, and that's why he made this decision. And I think that's why it's so crucial for young players. Like, if I learned anything, and I know I've mentioned this podcast a million times, but the Grant Wall, Freddie Adu, American Prodigy podcast, if I've learned anything from that, it's that it is so immensely important for young players to have the right people around them, to have the right mentors, to be taking the right career advice. Because if they don't, then that's what shoots them. Like that's what leads to their downfall. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't take the right career progressions and the right steps and do the right things, then it can all fall apart quickly.